Johnny Cash. Hello, Mom. Hello, my friend. Hello, Adam Corlew. Hello, Bill Walker. We'll dedicate this song to everybody up at the Stage Delicatessen in New York City. Hello, all you friends and neighbors in New York City. Y'all be nice to each other, you hear? Here's Chris Gantry's song about a wild mountain girl called Allegheny. Allegheny, where'd you run to? Allegheny, where you at? Lord, how she got that jump car running, God, I'll never know. Why, it never run but once, sat 2 winters in the snow. Why, imagine running out on me as I lay sound asleep. Allegheny. My big mistake was thinking you was something I could keep. You stole my winter's food supply, and something else I fear. My savings in the mattress have strangely disappeared. Now those who know me best knows those who rob me best. Beware, Allegheny. I'm gonna call up the dogs and hunt you down, drag you back here by the hair. Oh, Allegheny, something tells me you're dissatisfied. Well, is it a fact because you were my mail-order bride? Or was it half of you that's French and you crave a better style, and the other half is Cherokee, instinctively just wild? Allegheny. Start as the crow flies on me half a day, and unless I miss my guess, she'll stop to rest in Monterey. If I take the Knoxville Highway 13 hours, it will be Allegheny. I forgot I knew the shortcut. I'll be there in less than 3. I signaled for the dogs to wait outside the hotel door. I described her to the desk clerk. He said, try the 2nd floor. But he mentioned she's got company, and that marks a stranger's doom. Allegheny. I wish I was you so I could see my face when I bust into that room. Allegheny, something tells me you're dissatisfied. Well, is it a fact because you were my mail-order bride? Or was it half of you that's French and you crave a better style, and the other half is Cherokee, instinctively just wild? Allegheny. Allegheny, you better come back here. Where'd you run to, Allegheny? All right, thank you. Wow, it's cold here in Nashville tonight. Thank you. Hello from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. Got another good one for you tonight. Our guests are Cass Elliot, Lorne Greene, and Chris Christopherson, along with our family of regulars, the Carter family, the Statler brothers, Carl Perkins, and the Tennessee Three. Ladies and gentlemen, June Carter. Hi. Hi. Right now, let's listen to a fine artist whose song reflects his great talent. And then I'd like to tell you something about this artist that really makes him unique. Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled through my closet for my clothes, found my cleanest dirty shirt. Johnny Cash was in it. Shaved my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. On the Sunday morning sidewalk, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. There ain't nothing short of dying half as lonesome as a sound. On the sleeping city sidewalks, Sunday morning coming down. The artist is Chris Christopherson. The song is Sunday Morning Coming Down that he wrote himself. Chris wrote For the Good Times, recorded by Ray Price, me and Bobby McGee. A bunch of great songs, but the thing I remember most about Christopherson was one day he landed in my backyard with a helicopter and brought me another song that I recorded. Well, he's becoming a big, big songwriter and a big artist himself with his movies and all of his great songs. Got a new one called Loving Her Was Easier. Chris Christopherson. We'd like you now to meet a talent so complete. She's here to sing at last, so welcome Mama Cass. And we sure are proud to welcome back a fine performer, Mama Cass Elliot.
Thank you, John. Thank you. You know, a singer is really only as good as the songs that they sing. And the last time I had the pleasure to be here in Nashville, I met a young lady by the name of Sharon Rucker, who was working at that time as a secretary. And she had written two really beautiful songs, one of which I'm going to do for you right now. We went in to cut a demo of them, and they came out so good that I put them on this recent album I have. And so if you're wondering where the good songs come from, some of them come from Music City. You're my first and second place, smile that's on my face. You're my sunshine and my rainbow too. You're my early morning kisses, 1,000 answered wishes. Ain't nobody else like you. You're my sweet sounds in the night, two arms that hold me tight. You're my hero and my little boy blue. You're my sugar after dinner, my number one breadwinner. Ain't nobody else like you. And I'd simply like to say I love you and thank you for the happy girl you see. You may not be thoughts of laughter, my happy ever after. Ain't nobody else like you. Ain't nobody else like you. Thank you.
Here it comes, Cat.
Here it comes.
They're gonna put me in the movie. Gonna make a big star out of me. We'll film about a man that's sad and lonely. And all we gotta do is act naturally.
You know, you're joking around a little bit, John, but that's the whole secret to acting, you know? I mean, is to be really natural, you know? The stars that last, the people like John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart and Tiny Tim.
You know who always acted natural to me, never went into for a whole lot of talking, catch reacts. A lot of
Who was that?
Gary Cooper.
Yeah, well, you know, there's someone from around here who did a lot of talking, and I would have liked to, talks a lot, you know, I would like to see them in
Who's that?
a movie together. Well, wait a minute, I'll show you. My hat, please. Howdy!
Howdy!
I'm famous for saying howdy, and you're famous for saying yep, yep, yep. Is that all you can say is yep, y'all? Yep,
Yep.
y'all?
Yo.
Yep. Hope you come to see me in the movie. Then I know that you will plainly see.
You'll see the biggest guy that ever hit the big time. And all you gotta do is act naturally. Somebody else that made it real big just being himself was John Wayne.
Yeah, he sure has. But listen, don't forget, there's a star that's still a big star today that has an unforgettable way of talking.
Who's that?
Mae West. Let me get rid of this. She never holds anything in her hands. Hiya, big boy. How you doing? Haven't seen you around lately. Why don't you come up and see me sometime?
'Cause you live in the basement.
Well, I hope you come to see us in the movie.
And then we know that you will plainly see the biggest two that ever hit the big time. And all you gotta do is act naturally. Good night, Kirk Douglas, wherever you are. All you gotta do is act naturally. Mama Cat. Come along and ride this train. Come along and ride this train. Cross the mountains, prairies, reservation, rivers, levees, plain. Come along and ride this train. Ride this train. Ride this train with me to the back roads of this nation, to the poor side of the cities, to the unwanted parts of the country. See that young man over there, the one with his hands in his pockets, his shoulders slumped forward, and a look of defeat on his face? He got no money, no job, no education, yet he's a true American. His forefathers were here before Plymouth Rock. But he's an American whose homeland has become a foreign land to him. He's an American Indian. I've been on a journey where the dark oceans roll, through the forest and the valleys through the rain and the cold, following the old trails with a sad and heavy soul. In this land my father walked another time. I have wandered through your cities where the sun no longer shines, where houses all have back doors and windows all have blinds, where I'm just a redskin looking for good times. In this land my father walked another time. Years before the coming of the white man, the tribes of the Iroquois nation of the northeastern part of the United States were at war with each other. Blood feuds were common. Then there arose amongst them a great orator and thinker, a man of genius who founded the greatest Indian confederacy of all time, the 6 Iroquois nations, stretching from Canada in the north to the Carolinas in the south. So great was this man's plan that it still exists today, and his own fame remains worldwide in poem and legend. His plan was called the Haudenosaunee, and the man's name was Hiawatha. Hiawatha united his people by teaching them the exact same message once spread by a man in Galilee 1,200 years before. Love thine enemy, for we're all brothers. Because of Hiawatha, a great peace reigned over the Iroquois nation for many, many years, until the coming of the white man. I keep out the wind with a hand-me-down shirt. There's cardboards in my windows, and my cabin floor is dirt. And in the eyes of my children stare 1,000 years of hurt. In this land my father walked another time. Tecumseh, like Hiawatha before him, was a deeply sensitive and creative man. Throughout his life, Tecumseh grieved, as year after year he saw his people slowly being destroyed by the coming of the white settlers and land speculators. Then in the spring of 1808, he hit upon a plan, a confederacy that would stretch from the Great Lakes south to the Gulf of Mexico, uniting all the Indian tribes east of the Mississippi. Well, from that day, Tecumseh dedicated his life to this idea, traveling thousands of miles, preaching his message of survival. My brothers, I come to ask you, where are the Pequot people today? Where are the Mohicans, the Narragansett, and the Pokanoket? They have vanished with the coming of the white man as snow before the summer sun. Soon, too, your mighty forest will be cut down. Roads will pass over the graves of your fathers, and yes, you shall become homeless and scattered, just as others before you, to die in the white man's cities, as the leaves perish before the winter winds. There's but one way to stop this evil. The red man must unite into one nation, and he must claim a common and equal right in the land, where no groups among us have a right to sell even to each other, much less to the hands of strangers. Before he could accomplish his dream of uniting his people, Tecumseh was forced into battle by the whites, and his dream ended with his death. Today, more than ever, the prophecies of Tecumseh ring true. I live in the alleys like an outcast from mankind. Dogs lay on the front porch, and I sleep out behind, and blot out my curse with a bottle of wine. In this land my father walked another time. Has it been forgotten that many great ideas and discoveries of the Indian stood at the cornerstone of this nation? Back 200 years ago, the very formation of these United States was influenced by the ideas of the red man. In 1754, with the British colonies first suggested a political union at the Albany Convention, the ideas of Hiawatha's 6 Iroquois nations were discussed. These are the words of Benjamin Franklin. It is indeed a strange thing if it should prove too difficult to create a union out of 10 or a dozen English colonies, while 6 nations of Indians have formed such a union and have been able to execute it in such a manner as that it has subsisted for ages. Today, is it not time to look again to these ancient truths? Is it not time for all of us to unite into one nation, equal, undivided? I believe it is. As a great red man once said 500 years ago, we're all brothers. I've been on a journey where the dark oceans roll, through the forest and the valleys, through the rain and the cold, following the old trail with a sad and heavy soul. In this land my father walked another time. Folks, welcome Mr. Lorne Greene. Welcome. Thank you. Well.
Oh, my, what pleasure it is to be here.
Well, thank you. I can tell you honestly and surely that the people of Nashville love you and Bonanza.
Well, thank you so much.
I think the reason that your show is so popular is for a great deal of honesty and realism that you see in your show, and that's something that the people still appreciate.
Well, of course, the situations are honest because the Old West dealt with people fighting against the elements, against nature, against the turbulent rivers and the mountains and the hot desert and the severe winters, and also fighting man against man. Of course, the stories that we see on television and the movies about people getting shot in the back, stagecoach holdups, lynchings, that's only part of it. You see, those are only about the good times.
Yeah, well, let's tell the people the other side of the story, Waze.
All right.
I know a place where the birds sing bass, where the rabbits laugh in the hound dog's face, where trains don't stop at our hometown, 'cause the woodpeckers peck the depot down.
There's where the girls grew tall and slim. The boys grew whiskers on their chins. Their ears turned out and their toes turned in, out in those western towns. Folks didn't stay out very late.
Way out west in the old days, they took the sidewalks in at 8. Way out west in the old days, they had towns so small, I swear, you could stand right on the old town square
And knock on every front door there.
Way out west in the old days, folks were as honest as could be.
Way out west in the old days, everything done honestly.
Way out west in the old days,
Farmer by the name of Zach said that at his chicken shack
a fox brought 20 chickens back.
way out west in the old days.
Way out west in the old days.
Now old Ringo rode to a frontier town.
Way out west in the old days, he stepped in the bank and he looked all around. Way out west in the old days, he pulled his gun, he said stick 'em up hard. He looked real mean, he tried real hard,
And all he got was a credit card.
way out west in the old days.
Way out west in the old days.
Now the meanest rustler known by all.
Way out west in the old days was a mangy critter called Pickles Paul.
Way out west in the old days.
That rustling Paul sure had the knack, but the town was shocked when he came back.
With 3 French poodles and a Siamese cat.
Way out west in the old days, way out west in the old days.
working with you, John.
Thank you very much.
That's great.
Same here.
Yeah. Of course, that wasn't the way it really was. You know that, don't you? Johnny, I can't tell you how delighted I am with the success that you've been having. There's always something that I wanted to tell you, though. Your songs have always been very meaningful to me. They not only tell a story, but they have a social comment, which I dig very much.
Thank you. I hope we say something worthwhile sometime.
Yes, you do. And keep on saying it. And if you don't mind, I'd like to steal a page out of the Johnny Cash book.
We got a spot all set for you. Mr. Lorne Green, folks.
Thank you.
Come, gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you'd better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone. For the times, they are a-changing. Those are the words of a 20th century poet, Bob Dylan. He tells us of the change that's taking place in the world today. And never before have those words been more meaningful. Since the beginning of time, the world has been in a state of evolution. The human soul, however, remains the same, a constant, shared by we children of the universe. But change is inevitable and not to be feared, as long as man can keep the unchangeable things that make him decent. Listen to this. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak you truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It's a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labors and aspirations, in the confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world.
Hey, that sound that you hear there, that's the sound of the original Carter family, who were just elected to the Country Music Hall of Fame. The original Carter family were A.P., Sarah, and Maybelle. And tonight, for the first time together in 27 years, were the Maybelle and Sarah Carter.
The grass is just as green, the sky is just as blue. The day is just as bright, the birds are singing too. You are my flower that's blooming in the mountain for me. You are my flower that's blooming there for me. So wear a happy smile and life will be worthwhile. Forget your tears and don't forget to smile. You are my flower that's blooming in the mountain for me. You are my flower that's blooming there for me. When summertime is past and snow begins to fall, just sing this song and say to one and all, you are my flower that's blooming in the mountain for me. You are my flower that's blooming there for me.
Mama, I've long been a Carter family fan, as you well know, and I'd love to take Uncle A.P.'s part on one of those fine old hymns.
We'd love to have you, John.
How about that, Aunt Sarah? All right.
And my soul is singing in that promised land above. I'll be satisfied, praising Christ the Savior for redeeming grace and love. I'll be satisfied. I'll be satisfied, satisfied. I'll be satisfied, satisfied. When my soul is resting in the presence of the Lord, I'll be satisfied.
Living in that city where the soul shall never die,
I'll be satisfied.
There to meet with loved ones, never more to say goodbye.
I'll be satisfied. I'll be satisfied, satisfied. I'll be satisfied, satisfied. When my soul is resting in the presence of the Lord, I'll be satisfied, satisfied. I'll be satisfied, satisfied. I'll be satisfied, satisfied. When my soul is resting in the presence of the Lord, I'll be satisfied.
Last night I dreamed an angel came. He took my hand called my name. He bid me look the other way. I saw a man, I heard him say, he said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men to me. He turned and then I saw the nail-scarred hands that bled for me. I touched the hem of his garment that fell round him there. My life, my heart, I gave, my soul was in his care. When I awoke, my heart beat so, and in the dark I saw a glow. This was no dream. He turned my way. Again I heard my Savior say, he said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men to me. He turned and then I saw the nail-scarred hands that bled for me. I touched the hem of his garment that fell round him there. My life, my heart, I gave, my soul was in his care. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Good night, Bill Walker.